Welcome to the Divine Mind podcast. I'm your host, Simply Priceless, and welcome to my YouTube. We are live. I don't want to take this little thing off my computer. I don't want y'all judging it, but I need to cover my little camera. So, welcome to my YouTube. Where do I start? So, first off, I'm your host, Simply Priceless, Nico Ariane Little, and this is my podcast. That's so cool to say. I gotta ring to it. I gotta get used to saying that. But I don't want this to be your typical podcast. And I'm gonna slide right in here when I say this. I want this to be therapy, the therapy that you probably just have not been able to make it to. I want more people, including myself, to go for more, to go for what they want, and sometimes just to hit the go button. And I wanted to create more of a space centered around things that are more energy aligning. Like, I can get off into the whole riffraff and the spiel of who I am and all of that, but this is kind of why I started this, because I don't think it's enough platforms that really feel like you we have enough, I feel like, going on in the world right now to where it's a lot of talk around relationships. It's a lot of talk around politics. It's a lot of talk around things that are just divisive. It's just a lot of hoopla. And I wanted to really I wanted to create a better type of platform. And I'm not coming against anybody's platform, but what I am saying is that I feel like I get tired of seeing the same thing. I don't feel that there are enough platforms that are showcased that really bring not showcase, but I just feel like we don't have enough podcasts that really say what I'm trying to say. And I get tired of seeing politics. I get tired of hearing about drama. I am beyond tired of hearing about drama. I'm tired of hearing about people's relationships. I'm tired of hearing about people's perspectives on people's relationships. I'm tired of people telling people that they need to go for more and just preaching about all the ways that they need to change. I'm so tired of typical podcasts of I'm tired of I'm just tired. And when you get tired of wondering, like, okay, when is somebody gonna bring me on? And when is somebody gonna give me a platform? When is somebody gonna invite me on to speak? It gets to a point where you really just gotta move. And I think that there was no ideal time for me to start this. There was no ideal time. Yeah, don't mind this. There was no ideal time. Maybe I should take this off. Should I take this off? It's covering my little camera. I'm gonna leave it on. Um, I wanted this to be a space, a podcast, a platform, a show where we think higher. We elevate our literal frequencies. It's a lot of stagnation going on. It's a lot of rumination. It's a lot of negative energy in the atmosphere of the internet. And I am quite literally mentally taxed. I don't see enough podcasts. I don't see enough shows. I don't see enough attention to ways to heal. I see a lot of talk about ways that we want to heal, but I see a lot more talk about things that are divisive. I see a lot of talk about problems that people have, but I don't see enough talks about ways to solve the problems. And for me, I don't have a soapbox to stand on, but I have life experiences, and I know from just watching how everything has been, how life can unfold, I don't know. Ugh. I just want people to come up in their thinking. I feel like we are all becoming so numb and so used to toxicity. We don't even realize how much we're ingesting. And I understand everybody got to make their money, everybody got to do their thing. I'm not coming against any of that. But what I am saying is that if we have platforms, what are we using them to do? I'll wait. If you have a platform, what are you using it to do? Because mm, I don't want to get too zesty early, but I started this podcast because I need to see more thought provoking things talked about. I also need to see people just being honest. I need to see people being real. I need to see people actually really I don't know. I feel like people everything is just so scripted. Everything is just so an aesthetic. Y'all piss me off so bad. Everything, for some reason, it seemed like the world we live in, the time, I don't know if it's a millennial thing, I don't know if it's a Gen Z thing, I don't know what it is, I don't know what we made, where we went wrong, but it seemed like at some point everything, there became a playbook or a rule book for everything. So if you are not doing it like this, or you're not doing it like that, then you're doing something wrong. If you're not healing like this, or you're not talking, I think that everybody needs to recalibrate. That's big problem. Big problem. I think it's a lot of like focus on, and oh man, it's a lot of focus on the wrong stuff. And I think a lot of the problem right now is that people need to recalibrate. People are dysregulated. And I want this to feel, if I didn't say this already, I want this to be the therapy that you will not go to, or therapy from, or the big comfy couch that you won't go to. And all you got to do is either keep driving and turn up the volume, or sit down and pull out a notebook. But either way, I want everybody who taps in with me to feel, I want everybody to learn something, to take some takeaways. Um Ideally for me, I wanted I want for obviously this podcast to be successful, but the main thing for me was doing something that I wanted to do for myself. And it's something that it really ain't too far off brand from what I already do. I already spend time talking. I already give y'all TikToks. I already go on my mini rants. But it comes a point where you have to stop complaining and wondering why you're not included and create your own avenue. So in starting this podcast, I wanted and want to create a space for higher thought and for deeper healing. And I want to talk healing, I want to talk faith, I want to talk frequency. And when I say frequencies, I'm not just talking about um I'm not necessarily just talking about um throat chakras, or what's that? What am I thinking about? The binaural beats. I mean, like, I want to talk about a plethora of things. I got a whole encyclopedia, in the whole encyclopedia, a whole DSM-5. I got a whole DSM-5 of stuff that I want to talk to y'all about. And we about 10 minutes in, and I'm feeling kind of I'm feeling warmed up. I feel like I just need to get my foot in the door. I feel like I'm all right. So listen, live example. Sometimes you need to just hit start. Sometimes you need to just start talking. And I'm gonna just go ahead, and you're gonna hear me talk about some individuals, some podcasts, some people, some performers, some people I look up to, whether it's a lot of sports set, or whether it's It doesn't matter. You don't hear me talk about any number of people because I always refer to people who may have intelligence or be a little wiser or a little smarter in an area than I am in the moment. So I want this to be the big comfy couch therapy you've been trying to avoid going to. Now, I want to discuss a plethora of topics, but man, first and foremost, I want to create I would like to create a community of individuals who are striving for more. And I don't want to say community. I want to help as many people as I can. Community, sure, but like I don't want to just help a small group of people. I really want, Tupac said it really well. I might not change the world, but I guarantee you I might spark the mind of the person that will change the world. And I'm paraphrasing. But my point, um, I think it's power in just hitting go. And in this podcast, I want to bring attention to things that I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like it's a lot of people. I think one of my little light switches just went out. I don't know. I personally, like I say, another one out. That's cool. I don't know, y'all. I feel like it's not. We need more podcasts that actually mean something. And this is not to say that there are not podcasts that mean something, but man, where are we healing at all? Like, are we healing with the things we listen to? Are we growing from what we watching? I don't think, and I want to say too, I don't think there is a perfect podcast. I don't think it's a perfect anything. I think everybody got to walk in their calling, all of that. But I do feel like I don't see enough of what I'm looking for. I don't see enough of what I'm looking for. I don't see enough. How I know I don't see it is because I'm so bombarded with negativity and gossip and how many people are running for the next election and who's going to win the next election and whose stance on foreign policy is what. Like, I said this in a TikTok or something. Y'all wonder why y'all ain't got no peace. No, that's not what I said. I said all y'all talk about is war and you wonder why you ain't got no peace. All y'all talk about is war. And you wonder why you don't have no peace. I really want that to settle because it's not a jab as much as it is like, aha, you cannot focus on anything and not expect it to literally like manifest as a reality. That's kind of how your brain works. Your brain is always looking for something to confirm what you're it's always going to look for some ways to confirm what you trying to, you know what I mean? So if you are always focusing on gossip, always talking about who finna be elected, always talking about what's finna go wrong, always wondering about what's finna happen, what's gonna happen, what catastrophic thing is gonna happen. It's like, I get it. And that's how a lot of people gotta make their money and a lot of stuff. I get like certain conversations gotta be had, but I personally just think, man, we're overloaded. I'm overloaded. And I want, if anything, in starting this, I want this to feel like therapy, but I want it to feel like a friendly conversation that you can't necessarily chime into right now because you ain't got the floor. But I want more talk and more conversation centered around mental health, meditation. I want to talk more about what healing looks like. I want to talk about what trauma releasing looks like. I want to talk about rumination and ways to not do it. I want to talk about what it is to actually um I want to talk about what it is, what the process of healing actually looks like. And I want for people to stop being afraid to go for what they want. Um want everybody to win. I really do. But I think a lot of people right now are trying to figure out where to find peace from. And a lot of people are trying to figure out how to heal. But it's kind of hard to do that when you are looking at everything around you and you don't know how to look within yourself. Um, for one, meditation, I'm always a big advocate for meditation. But I want to preface it and say that meditation, prayer, um, all of that is important. But I think therapy is important. And I'm glad I ain't clipped this. And this is why it's so important to just keep going. Because as much as I'm talking and as much as I'm going with the flow, your brain will always try to like pull you in a direction because your brain is always looking for your brain is always picking up something to like get you to focus on it. But I think more people really do need therapy. And I jokingly said when I started this, I wanted to be like, I mean that as a joke, but I mean it seriously. I think that a lot of people are focused on bad because that unfortunately is what is in front of them. But at the same time, you do on a lot of levels get to determine what it is that you ingest. And with this platform, I don't really like saying podcast because it's my show. With this show, I want it to shine more light on things that we need 10 years from now. Because 10 years from now, we're not gonna be talking about TikTok the same way. We're not gonna be talking about um it's we're not gonna be talking about Labubus in 10 years. We're not gonna be talking about um we're not gonna be talking about a lot of the stuff we're talking about now. But if we don't solve some of the problems that we continue to have, then those are things that we're gonna be talking about in different ways. Um One, I think it's power in just starting. Two, I think that a lot of people are spending time comparing themselves to other people. And for me, when I started this and going back and trying to figure out how I was going to start, I spent the whole I spent I spent enough time asking advice and trying to see what my setup should be and how I should look. And the reality is me starting is really um I think that's everybody's problem. And it's really easy, I think, to compare yourself to other people, especially when that's what everybody is doing and it's kind of designed that way. But comparison really is the thief of joy. And it's really funny because if we all here on this same planet, on this same floating rock, it's weird that we are always comparing ourselves to other people and we all have like such we have the same 24 hours. We have access to a lot of the same things or what have you. But I also think too that comparison is something that it's like it's one thing to compare yourself to somebody, but it's another thing to try to like measure up in a way, if that makes sense. Like looking at other people for reference is one thing, but like when everything that you do, you try to measure up or like line up next to somebody else so that you know what I'm saying, feel better or you may feel worse about yourself. I think that I don't know where that started. I don't know how we even got here, but I think that's if people get back if people really stop comparing themselves to people and really just recognize that we are all having our own individual experiences, they'll see that we all have our own gifts and our own things that we can in fact do and focus on. So I guess my second point would just be let your focus be your main focus because nothing comes from comparison other than just continuous rumination and comparison really is the thief of joy, if I didn't say that already. Um, so let's see, where else do I want to go from there? So at the core, again, I want this to be an at-home therapy session. I want y'all to feel safe, and I want to talk unfiltered. But I want this to be a transformative experience for those listening. I want people to come here and feel like, hey, I'm talking to my homegirl. I'm talking to that homegirl that I follow, and she be posting them videos, but she be having stuff to say. Like, I want y'all to come here and not feel like you gotta, I don't know. I want everybody to come here and relax. I get, and this is not a diss, but I'm gonna be honest, and I think I'm about 20 minutes in when I say this. Take the shade room off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Take it off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at all. I don't need no more shade. I don't even like it shady when I'm in Cabo. Like, I don't need no more shade. I don't need y'all to keep talking to me. And this is what clip say? You Zeus Network. You hear me loud and clear. Get these 5,500 a host up out of here. I said it and I said it. And that's part of the reason I started this, because it's at the same time, while I want this to seem like therapy and be therapeutic, it's something kind of just, it's something cathartic, something therapeutic about me just being able to say what I want to say unfiltered. And I'm a, you know what I mean? But that's the problem. It's too much of it for me. I've had enough. Too necesito. Like, ay caramba. I just really feel like I can't take no more. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't even need to touch on nothing that's talked about right now, because y'all know all the hot topics. And the reality is, I'm not saying I ain't gonna touch on certain stuff, but I am saying that I just need more. I need more for us. I need us to come up in our thinking. I need us to come up in our energy. I need us to come up intellectually. I need us to come up in how we speak to each other. I need y'all to come up in y'all thinking. I need it. I'ma slap y'all over the head with the DSM-5, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Health Disorders. Since everybody likes to throw around these buzzwords like narcissism and all these words that people don't know the meaning of, I may not have all of the answers, but I got some opinions and I got some answers and I got some takes, and from not, I don't know, I'm just excited to be here. And at this point, yeah, at this point I know I'm where I'm supposed to be, because for me, I'm happy. And that's another thing. I want everybody to do what they love. I want everybody to go for the gold. I don't want this to be, like I said in another podcast, I make jokes. I'm always gonna crack jokes. I'm always gonna refer to movies. I'm always gonna refer to people, or um quote people that I feel like have more wisdom or insight or intelligence than I do in a specific area. Or um, you know what I mean? But the reality is that I want to redefine, I don't want to say redefine, but I wanted to create a space for myself. I want people to stop living in fear. I want people to stop being haters. I want y'all to stop being haters. I want y'all to stop being weird. I want y'all to stop being judgmental, because y'all piss me off with that. Y'all piss me off with that. I'ma hold your hand when I say what I say. Actually, I'm not gonna hold your hand. I'ma tell you with love. Like, I'ma hold you accountable. I'ma give you a hug. I'ma hold you accountable. But I don't know. I just it's funny because as much as I want to be, I want to be I also want to be, you know what I'm saying? I want to be considerate of how people feel in a way. But I also feel like it's not enough people that's getting belts. It's not enough of y'all that is really hearing what y'all need to hear. And that's the thing. So again, this is a safe couch conversation. I want y'all to reflect. I want y'all to be inspired. I want y'all to be grounded. I want y'all to feel in tune. But I want y'all to self-assess. I want y'all to self-assess. I want y'all to really become more aware. I want y'all doing some knowledge. Grits and eggs. I want y'all doing some knowledge out there. I want y'all really like locking in. Who am I? What am I doing? Like like where are my priorities? Um I don't want to just talk mental health, but I want to draw parallels and relate. I want to draw a connection between like how does spirituality tie into mental health? How does religion tie into mental health? And how does mental health tie into both? Like how is mental health affected by emotion or vice versa? Um, how do you uproot things? How do you identify your triggers? How do you recalibrate? Um, all of these things, I speak not just from a level of education, but also experience. And in my own life, I was Joan of Arc in my former life. In my own life, I've had to, and I'm having to. Let me not sit here. Let me. I'm having to, and I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm having to. I'm having to figure it out myself. I'm having to take myself and sit on big comfy couches. I'm having to figure out certain things on my own. But with um I don't know, I think we all learning. We all learning and figuring it out. And in no way am I starting this because I want somebody to feel like, well, I don't really care. It ain't so much about what I want somebody or don't want somebody to feel like. I want people to wake up. I want y'all to wake up. I want people to wake it up a little bit. I think that I don't know, I want people to reflect. I want people to feel like they don't have to go through life by themselves. I want people to stop. Did I just have this? Is this what's oh, that's just my microphone. I was like, dang, I ain't know what this was sitting this whole time. It's just my microphone in my phone case. Okay. Oh Lord. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, wait, it's been sitting here this whole time. Don't mind me. But no. I want people to start. I want people to get better at remembering who they are. I want people to take more time away from their phones. I want people to do more introspection, to become more aware, to unplug from the matrix. I want people to figure out who they are, to figure out who God is, to know who God is, to know who God says you are. I want people to be more tapped in. I don't want people thinking that I'm that they have to be or need to be like me. Oh my God, please. I I beseech you, please don't do that with nobody, especially not me. It ain't nobody on this earth, in my opinion, anything close to perfect. From Gandhi to MLK, it just don't exist. It's not a thing. There may be people who are on different levels. Of course, we're all of us have or are or on different levels of consciousness or experience in different levels of consciousness. But I think a big issue right now is that everybody thinks that a lot of people feel like they need to get to some place or become something. And when the reality is we're on a we man, I don't know if it's just this country, I don't know if it's just this generation, I don't know what it is, but it's just this heavy emphasis on needing to get things done, getting something accomplished. Like I gotta get this degree, I gotta write this book, I gotta start this business, I gotta get this deal, I gotta get this promotion, I gotta get this computer, I gotta get this man, I gotta have this baby, I gotta get this house, I gotta get this Roth, I gotta get this 401k, this Vanguard, I gotta get this carousel, I gotta get this, I gotta get a horse, I gotta get a boat, I gotta get I gotta get a jet. I'm so tired of having to get stuff. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I don't even know at what point. I don't know if it was the panoramic, so where everybody felt like, just to buy in bulk, but it just seems like we never stop. We are always moving. And quite frankly, take me out of the matrix. I don't even know at what point we became so hyper fixated on the hustle and bustle. But Jesus, it's countries that literally, where is that? Iceland? Somewhere I heard it's places that literally the sun come out, barely come out. It be dark 6 months out the year. But I'm not complaining. I'm simply saying that I don't know. I just feel like it's just too much. It's just too much going on sometimes. And we are just so overloaded. We so overloaded. I'm overloaded. That's why I was watching. Like I said, you gonna hear me naming people that I jam with or podcasts that I listen to or whatever. But Grits and Eggs, episode 4, where Beyonce was just like, I just wanna be, bruh. Like I just wanna be, man. Like I just wanna be, like everybody be trying to, I wanna do this. I wanna be this person. I wanna be, bruh. Find me a church. I've been a corporate baddie. I've been broke. I've been. And it gets to a point where it's like, bruh, why are we all working so hard? Why are we all working so hard? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like, it just seems like it's a never ending barrage of things to do and people to see and calls to make. But for me, back to the point. Well, ain't no back to the point. I'm rocking. I really want people to tap into a higher level of consciousness. Like it's just a lot of low frequency, low vibrational stuff, and I'm tired. You see how I'm chilling on this couch? Chilling. Like this is what I want this podcast to be. This I may not always be on a big humpy couch, but I want it to feel at home. Um I want y'all to sit back, relax, and reflect. Coolest thing is the only time y'all can catch me outside this episode is in my comments, and I'm good for blocking folks. Um, Me and myself personally, I love people, even though I don't like people all the time. I love psychology. I love God. I love humanity, and I want people to learn from one another. I would like people to learn from me, and I would like for people to just come up, rise higher. Like I I just get so tired of low thinking, low hanging fruit, low frequency, low value, undervalued. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of being undervalued. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the rhetoric. I'm sick of the way that you men don't like women. I'm sick of the way that y'all are secretly while some of you are hypersexual, some of y'all are no, my bad. I don't know if it's hypersexuality. I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I want to tread lightly, but I also don't care. I think some of y'all are having too much sex. I think some of y'all are watching the wrong stuff. I ain't trying to go in on folks, but I really am excited to start this because I think it's a lot of the same cockamamie nonsense, nuanced things. And y'all not talking about nothing. You're not talking about nothing. Y'all just talking. Just you famous cause you cute. You just talking, blowing hot helium. And I'm really just to the point now. Not only is no one gonna check me, but what the heck? Like I said this in one of the texts I did. If y'all want to play on this internet, surprise, surprise, I want to play as well. So we can go hand in hand together. And let's go. But I just can't take it no more. I can't take it. I can't deal. A lot of y'all, it's just ooh. I promise I'm never going. When I say I'm a name folks or I'm gonna say names or whatever, I'm talking about if somebody is wise. Somebody's wiser than me. I ain't dropping no names to somebody to get him space or to get him some type of shine because I'm trying to. I don't speak on people. I'm not doing all of that. But what I am saying is if I say somebody or refer to somebody, it is because they are of a certain level of wisdom, certain caliber. They saying stuff that makes sense. I'll quote a quotable, somebody that's actually knowing what they're talking about. But I also just I'm coming against the cockamamie BS. And a lot of y'all, like I said, it's a lot of podcasters, a lot of people, and this is not to name people in particular, but the podcast where all we talk about is who's in love and whose drama is whose and what state of what like it's just not enough positive high frequency high vibrational stuff for me, and it's also not enough people that's just real raw and authentic. It's not enough people that's really just like y'all want to be so cookie cutter, y'all want to be so pretty, y'all want to lay y'all edges, and y'all want to make sure y'all hairs is lined up, y'all want to make sure you want to make sure the unibrow gone, you want to make sure your laces is tied. Like I don't know, I let me not get off topic. Some of it's just it's enough. I've had enough, quite literally. And ultimately, I make jokes because I'm kind of I love dark humor. I'm an optimistic cynic, hopelessly romantic, but yeah, I just have a dark, witty sense of humor. I'm very big on healing. That is really my life's work. I'm really big on that. I want everybody to heal. I want healing for all my homies and my ops too. I want healing for y'all as well. You may not like me. You may not like having to see me here, but I wish you a speedy healing as well. Eh. But my point, I want everybody to win. I want everybody to come up and they thinking. Cause I don't know, you only gonna get ooh, yeah, I don't know. Some of y'all want to just, I mean, I don't know. That's just some people's vibes. Some people just get off on drama. That really just is enticing to some people. But as for me in my house, I want to invoke thought. I want to challenge and help y'all to declutter mental clutter. I want to be able to get y'all to understand things outside of yourselves. Like, I think a lot of people are wrapped up in just this world, in the mess of this world. Um, but and that's okay. Because it's not a judgment, it's not a dig. But hopefully with doing this, it inspires people to think. It inspires people to go for their own dreams and go for their own goals and the things that they want to do. Um, me myself personally, man, me myself personally, I want whatever God got for me. I want whatever God got for me. I want whatever God said I'm supposed to have. Whatever He said when He made me, whatever He said about me, whatever it is that He said about me. I heard Oprah say this in an interview where she was talking to a reporter, and she was like, I am living in God's dream for me. And I said, I gotta get to where I'm doing that. I gotta get to where I'm doing that. Because if I'm living in His dream for me, then I don't care about nobody else's. I don't care about what nobody else got going on. And that for me really, when I heard that, I never unheard it. I never unheard it. And I don't care how many jokes I make. I don't care how much I make you like belly laugh. I love God. And I love being in the plan of God. And for me, I knew that this was in God's plan for me because all roads pointed to it. And plus, what more of a plan of God is there to be on a podcast talking about God? I'll wait. But dang. I don't know, y'all. I'm just excited. I'm excited for myself. I'm proud of myself. First episode. Yeah. 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 What's that? Who's that wrestler? Triple H. Yeah, we did that. Um, yeah, but nah, for real, y'all. Um, I want y'all to go for y'all goals. I want y'all to go for y'all dreams. I want y'all to go for the stuff that y'all keep saying y'all gonna go for, but won't go for. I want y'all to start looking internal inside of yourselves instead of focusing so much on what's going on outside of yourselves. I hope y'all are healing. I hope to inspire y'all to heal. I hope that y'all can learn to say yes to yourselves and no to the things that don't serve y'all. And be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do it now! Yeah, so first episode. Um yeah, that's kind of I'm kind of that's awesome. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. We did that. That's what we did. So, um that being said, I see y'all when I see it's like no, I see y'all soon. I need to put a better ending on that. But yeah. um thank y'all so much for joining me, for following along with me, for all of the things that we are going to discover together. I'm very excited and I'm thankful and I thank God every day. I thank God every day and I pray that God will continue to order all of our steps, that He will continue to keep us all, that as we leave from one place to the next, that we will be in our right minds, that we will have perfect peace. I pray over the state of the affairs of this world, and I pray and I ask that God would just continue to move and be God. Um, I pray everybody is at peace and that you feel better after this episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your homegirl, tell your homeboy, tell your mama, tell your cousin, tell your uncle, them. Share. Then tell 10 people to share. And then tell them people to share it again. Repost, re-rock, all the things. But yeah, thank y'all so much. I'm not gonna lie. If I can do this, you can as well. Because you really can. And let that be the takeaway. If she can do this, I can't be her, right? Because you can't be me. I can't be her, but I can certainly be myself. So I want everybody to really just think about what it is they want to do. What it is, what it is. What it is you want to do. I want everybody to really like think, okay, what it is, what Jesus. Who, jeez. What is it that you want to do for you? Not what is anybody else doing that you want to do. What is it? What are things that you would like to do for yourself? And how can you take actionable steps in doing those things? You see what I did there? Gave you some takeaway questions, some at home homework. See? Okay, so that concludes the first episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning into the Divine Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Simply Priceless, and we out. Okay, bye.